Hello there everybody, this is Krista and welcome back to Crochet Witch Tarot and our weekly videos. I haven't gotten to do one of these in 2 weeks now. I definitely missed them. So, I don't know if I have done one since the live I did where we picked out my November decks. And I think the lives are going to be for picking out my next month's decks. I thought that was so much fun. I hope you all thought it was fun too. That to say that next week's Sunday video will most likely, barring anything else coming up, be a live because we will be picking my December decks, right? Isn't the week after that? I don't have my phone. I think that's... Let me check that. Am I thinking right that the week after is December 1st? Yes, December 1st is a Thursday. So next Sunday we will be picking out my December decks to be started on Thursday. Anyways, let's talk about some of the decks I've been loving using this week. For starters, the switchover has officially happened. Ta-da! I'm so excited. I mean, I love my Seasons of the Witch Samhain too, and I will continue to use that one, but something about this one makes my winter-loving heart so happy. I'm so excited to have this one out. I have really loved these Seasons of the Witch decks. I don't have the Beltane one, but I don't really connect with that time of year in any certain way, so that is the only reason why. So I also switched out my Nocturnal Garden Lenormand, which is by Faina Laura, for her other Lenormand, the Yuletide Tales. This deck is so cute. I had to. I don't think that was necessarily in my plan, but with the switching to the Yule Seasons of the Witch, for these backs, does that not bring you all the joy in the world? Oh my god. I'm so excited about it. I love her art style. I cannot get enough of it. At this point, there's only one deck of hers that I don't have, which is the Wild Whiskers. And honestly, only because I feel like I've got other animal oracles that do the job, so that one's just not very high on my list to get, but how cute. How cute is that? And I also really enjoy, you get these little cards, the meanings, and it gives you the name of the figure on the card. So like, where's my example? So the ring card shows a Christmas fairy, or the clover has a mushroom gnome. So cute. Wait, speaking of mushroom gnome, hold on. Speaking of mushroom gnome, hold the phone. Hold the phone. Everyone meet Gerald. This was so kindly sent to me by Crochet Atang. I don't know if I'm saying the username right, but that is their Instagram handle. She makes the most glorious little mushroom people. But look at his little overalls. I mean, can you even? I still can't believe that she sent me this. She is so sweet. I've chatted with her on Instagram a bit. Thank you so much, still. This was a wonderful surprise this week, I have to say. Can you even? The mushroom gnome just sparked that, like, oh my gosh, we have to show. I named him Gerald. No, he does not go by Jerry, it is Gerald. He enjoys tea parties on tree stumps, and I feel like he definitely has a little teapot collection. He lives Where does he live? Where do I think he lives? He lives in the same house as the... Is it a badger? I think it's a badger in the hermit card from Forest of Enchantment. I don't have that deck near me to show, but if you know what I'm talking about, that's his little house. I love him. I love him so much. I still can't get over it. So, definitely go check that account out. She makes such cute stuff. And is so nice, so lovely. I had to give Gerald a mention. Anyways. What else have I been liking? Oh, okay, here's a combination I discovered this week that I loved. And that is the Coastal Curiosities with the Walking Meditation Tarot. Let me see if I can find a conducive way to show this pairing from a non-top-down angle. How is this gonna go? That's not a good example. Hold on. It's the colors that just, yeah, see? Ugh, they go so well together. It was so much fun to read with these two. I also just really like how they read together. Walking Meditation has just absolutely stolen the game. This past like month and a half I've had it. I feel, look at that. Oh my gosh, it's like all I want to use. And don't be surprised if it sticks around for December, because I just don't want to put it away. I've really been loving, come on, this tarot. And of course, I mean, Coastal Curiosities can also stay out all year long. Come on. So I'm so excited that like two of my favorite decks right now pair so magically together. Okay. I don't know that there's any other decks from last week that I really feel inclined to talk about. No, I don't think so. I wasn't, Andy and I got back from our trip on Tuesday, so I only really had a few regular morning polls here, so I didn't really go to this basket very much this week. But I also wanted to talk about some decks that I don't think I've really totally talked about yet, that either came in new this past week or maybe, I think even the week before, or the week before that, since I haven't done one of these videos. Yeah, so we've got a few. Alright, for starters, we have the Four Worlds Tarot. And I saw this, I didn't clear my memory card before I started filming. Darn it. Okay, we're gonna pause, I'm gonna clear that. I'll be back. Okay, problem solved. The Four Worlds Tarot. I saw this on Danny Mystic's channel, and this is one you can get from eBay. It's got a very fae dragon energy that I love. I love all the colors. It feels like it's colorful, but in this really cool kind of wintry way, which I'm very excited about because I do really enjoy my fairy practice, but a lot of my decks I usually use just haven't really felt right for this time of year, but this really does. I love that it incorporates the dragon energy as well, because I think I've mentioned before, that's something I am interested in learning more about. Like, look at that. So cool. But I don't have any dragon decks currently. So I like that this kind of gives a natural mix, so while I'm learning about that, I can use this deck also for that and see if it's something I want to incorporate before we totally go down the dragon rabbit hole. But this artwork is just so cool. It's on linen cardstock, and it's that kind of like thinner, low scarabeo size. Shuffling this is my new best shuffle, hands down. I've really been loving this one. I ordered a copy of this for Andy as well at the same time so that we could save on some shipping, and it just worked out where they came in, or I got the package the day that she was flying in, so it was really fun because we got to unbox these together. So that is that. Then, I know I already showed this, but the Insecta Obscura, I can't put it down. It's so much fun. It's so unique. This is Faina Laura's other deck out now. Can you tell I'm a fangirl officially? I just think it's the coolest thing, and how she incorporates symbols into the images of the bugs. It's just so thought out, and like it seems so minimalistic, but she really gets in such cool things into these cards, and I've been loving it. Not to mention that it's square. I love that it's square. The only other one I have that's square is the Dark Days Tarot, which I also love. It's just fun to play with different shapes sometimes. I also got in a trade, did I get it this week? No, I got it the week before. The Pearls of Wisdom Tarot, which I have never seen this deck before. Did I show this? No, I did show this already. But it came up in Lisa Papez's Tarot Trade Tuesday. And I just really wanted to check it out because I saw that it was so colorful, and just that alone I was like, ooh, I really want to try it out. So it worked out where I had a deck to trade that the previous owner of this deck wanted, so I did a trade. But yeah, I've never seen this before. I didn't really look into it since I knew it was coming in a trade anyway, but it's really interesting. There's a lot going on in these pictures. I do really enjoy the guidebook though. It feels like one that's more of a single card draw. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if this is one that'll stick around forever, but I'm excited to kind of play around with it in the meantime. I was so curious. I had never seen it before. Okay, and then the last one that I got in this week, influenced by Andy, of course, the Death Doula Oracle. I can't say enough good things about this one. I'm so blown away. It's this larger card size, which is so fun. They're large cards, but it's a thin cardstock, not in a bad way though. So it makes it where it's still very easy to shuffle. And it uses these kind of like photograph images. Let me get a better explanation. Okay. Of what this deck is supposed to kind of represent. And is this gonna give it to me? Darn. I don't think it is. I should have looked into that. So it's 56 cards, and we get a guidebook that gives the meanings, rituals, practices, meditations, and more. So you get so much in this little book. It's so good. But basically, this is an oracle deck centered around I'm assuming, concepts used and learned by death doulas, which I take their role to be, I don't know too much about it, so take my definition for a grain of salt, but I take them to be people who are trained in helping people transition towards the end of their life, towards death, basically. which is really, really interesting. And so we kind of get these concepts in that, and it's just so, it's so different. It is really, the only word I feel like I have for it is that it's really a striking deck. The images are really evocative, and just every time I pull a card, it's that feeling of like, okay, I get it. You know, like I think the first one I pulled was the, oh, I would want to find it. I think it was the balance card, but then maybe also the remothering card. Let me show that. Such a pretty picture. It was one of those things where it's like, okay, relax, I get it. But in all the right ways, you know, it really, it calls me out in the ways I need. And just the way the guidebook is written is so clear, easy to understand, and just, again, kind of that striking message of like, oh, that's what I've been needing to hear. And a deck that I've been loving to use with it is the Somnia Tarot. So let me try and show this combination because it's really good. With both these kind of photograph decks, not kind of, they are photography decks, that's the right term. Isn't that so neat? I'm so excited about it. They read super well together, and so since getting the Death Doula, this is the card combination I have been using the most for the past few days. Like, this is all I want to read with. It's so good. It's so good, isn't it? It's like the perfect shadow work combo for me. Yeah, I love it. It's so good. Okay. So that, I think, is the last deck I have to talk about. My decks came in yesterday. So my copies of the Cottage Witch Oracle are here. I have been spending pretty much all day trying to get the orders ready. I'm planning on trying to mail out most of them tomorrow. If not tomorrow, then Tuesday. So I'm very excited. These are the pre-orders, but I do have some copies to sell once all of the pre-orders are sent out. I will be posting maybe later this week the extra copies. But I do also have a shop update for this week that I don't think I posted pictures of, but I posted 3 bags, which is the first time in quite some time. We have this ember colored one with these mushroom charms. I really like the patch on this one. It's this skull and rose. And then we had this little holiday inspired one with these cute little holly charms. Isn't that so cute? So that's also up in the shop this week. Videos I plan on doing this week, I really want to do Marlene's, I don't think I say her name quite right. Marlene. I know she deals with this probably constantly, so I apologize. I had it right when I was saying it before, literally to myself, and now it's not coming out of my mouth right. Marlene Teresa's second part of her tag, the Tarot Extreme. She did a part 2. I really want to do that this week. And I also thought it would be fun to go through my winter feeling decks, because I tend to work with my decks seasonally. So I think I've done my spring decks, my summer decks. I definitely did fall, kind of Samhain. So I think I'd like to do a video on the decks I plan to really be using in the winter time. I also do want to do a flip through of the Death Doula. Let me know if that is of interest. Might not be this week, we'll see, since there is the holiday at the end of the week. But I think that's all I have to share today. I hope you all have had a wonderful weekend, and I will see you again very soon.